What's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of Queen City Reds. We're going to take a look at how the first week and a half has went for the Reds. Not great, obviously. We're going to look at the offense. We're going to look at the defense. We're going to look at some of the lineup decisions. It's been a big topic online this week. We're going to talk about Ellie De La Cruz. We're going to talk about Matt McLain. We're going to talk about CES, and then we'll get into the week ahead. A lot to talk about. The first series, we'll go ahead and start. The Reds are playing the Giants, and they get just phenomenal pitching all series long. And you drop 2 of 3. A lot of that is they should have won the first 2 games of the series. On opening day, you have Ian Jabot going for the save. He did not get the save. He blew the save. That was a crazy decision. I don't understand how you make a guy who barely made the roster, was one of the last guys to make the roster, throw him in there in the 9th. That's what they did. They lost. You move on. Reds start 1-2 on to Texas. The first game of the Rangers series, they score 14 runs, and you're thinking everything's great. And then you lose 1-0 to close out the series 2-4. Then the Brewers just have the Reds number. It's unbelievable. The Brewers were trotting pitchers out there that were like number 12, 13, and 14th in their pitching depth. And they just shut us down. They just shut the Reds down. Besides the one game, the Reds scored 11 runs. Other than that, the guy they threw on Sunday, that guy, minor league pitcher. Essentially just a minor league pitcher. Didn't even have a breaking ball. Threw fastballs, changeups, the whole 9 yards. He had a no-hitter through like 4. So the big picture, I'm starting on the big picture thing. It's still early. The Reds are 3-7. It's not great. There's a lot of things wrong with this team. They need to get healthy. They need guys to start producing. But it's just not a great start. Can we one year, can the Reds have a season where they just start off strong? I think 8 of the last 10 seasons they've had a losing record through 10 games. It's bad. It's just, I try to be optimistic. I really do try to be optimistic. But this first 10 games is deflating. The offense is bad. It is just abysmal. So let's get into the offense a little bit. Let's just run down the OPSs of some guys on the Reds that are just struggling. You have Jake Fraley has an OPS under 400. Under 400. Let's see here. He has an OPS of 333. Santiago Espinal, OPS of 576. Jeimer Candelario, OPS of 450. Spencer Steer, OPS of 362. Gavin Lux, 587. CES, 616. These are guys that you're counting on to produce for you. And they're simply not producing. And you look at a guy like Spencer Steer, and you can point to maybe he's a little bit hurt. You point to Jeimer Candelario. This is the second year in a row he's struggled. He always seems to struggle in April. That's never great. Will Benson is tearing it up in the minor leagues. You have Jake Fraley. I don't know what Jake Fraley's doing. I thought he was going to have a big bounce back year. It's still early again, but he hasn't drawn a walk. He's hitting 148. He has 1 extra base hit. He had a misplay in the field the other day and then just jogged after it with the ball going to the fence. I'm not sure what you do with that. So I would say call up Will Benson. At first I said let him be hot down there for a while. Now I say call him up. Reds need a spark. They need something. Now Will Benson's not going to be the hero. The Reds need a lot more than Will Benson. They have Fraley 148, Blake Dunn 154, CES 182, Spencer Steer 083. Like, these guys need to hit. Gavin Lux 219. They need to hit, and Matt McLain needs to be healthy. Tyler Stevenson needs to be healthy. Austin Hayes needs to be healthy. Spencer Steer needs to get healthy. It's just been, everything has gone wrong for the Reds this year. And you knew after those first 2 series, when the Reds got great pitching, they're not going to pitch like that all season long. They were pitching so well. I think they gave up 11 runs through the first 6 starts of the season or something like that. That's unsustainable. So you knew if the pitching was eventually going to give up some runs, And that's where you need the offense to step up. And offenses had games of 14 runs and 11 runs. Other than that, they've been terrible. I don't know what the solution is. I guess guys got to start hitting. Guys got to start hitting. You need guys in the middle to the bottom of the lineup to hit, and right now they're not hitting. Ellie De La Cruz has played well. Matt McClain's played pretty decent, but then he missed all 3 games last series against the Brewers to a hamstring strain. You wonder if he can stay healthy. TJ Friedel, he's played okay. He had that big game that inflated his numbers a little bit. It's just been bad all around for the offense. I'm not sure what fixes the offense. I think guys getting healthy will help. But, man, guys need to step up and just play better. It starts on Monday night in San Francisco, you hope. So, like I said, the pitching's been pretty dang good. You have Hunter Green, who's pitched really well in 2 games. You have Nick Lodolo, who pitched really well in 2 games. I'll say this about Nick Lodolo. The first game he pitched, Nick Lodolo is usually a big strikeout guy. He has that big curveball that almost hits the guy in the back foot. He relies on fastball, curveball combo a lot. The first game, he just didn't have his strikeout stuff. He got 11 ground ball outs and still went 6 quality innings. And that's growth, I think, from Nick Lodolo. So really good stuff from Nick Lodolo. Nick Martinez hasn't been great both games. He's kind of got off to a good start, and then the wheels have kind of fallen off. He's been okay, hasn't been great. Carson Spires had one really good game. He really struggled on Sunday against the Brewers. Brady Singer, same thing. He really good the first game and then not as good the second game, but he's got great run support both games he's pitched. So maybe we just need to run Brady Singer out there every day and the Reds will score some runs. But that's the pitching. The pitching's been good. The bullpen's been pretty good. It seems like every time the bullpen has come in, they've done a pretty good job of keeping the score what it is, besides the opening day loss with Jabot. Even outside Jabot on opening day, the rest of the guys were nails. So the bullpen's been really good. A couple of updates. You have Andrew Abbott, who's made 2 rehab starts. I think they're going to have to make a decision on him sooner than later. Alexis Diaz has pitched twice. I think they want him to pitch a couple back-to-backs in this upcoming week. Austin Hayes is apparently working out at GABP. I'm not really sure what that means. He probably still has to go on a rehab assignment, which would say he's not going to be ready for the series against the Pirates, which that's when they initially said he would be ready. So that's not great. Spencer Steer, I don't know what's going on with him. He finally hit a home run on Sunday, so hopefully he's getting his timing down. But when a guy is hitting 083, 154, 208 slash line with a 362 OPS, and you know he's not healthy enough to throw, you would think he's not healthy enough to hit. So I don't know what's happening with that. It hasn't been good. But there's some injury updates. Lineup decisions. Let's get into some lineup decisions. It's hard to get mad at the lineup when nobody's producing in the order. And Terry Francona, I get it. He's an old school guy. So maybe you'll yell at me for this take. But we can't have Santiago Espinal hitting second against right-handed pitching. TJ Friedel should not be leading off the game. It's 2025. You bat who you want to get the most at-bats on your team lead off, because you want to give whoever's your best hitter is as many as bats as possible. It's the whole logic of the 3 and 4 hitter are the only guys that get up with guys on base. That's just not accurate. That's such an old school thought, and that is not how it works. We need to put Ellie or Matt McClain in the 1 hole. I would love Ellie. He's the best hitter, in my opinion. If he gets on base with no outs on the first inning, he can steal second, he can steal third, and now you're likely going to score. So I just don't understand some of these lineup decisions. Jacob Hurtubise, I'm not sure why he's on the roster if the Reds refuse to start him. I don't think he started one game the whole season. He has 3 at-bats on the season. 3 at-bats in 10 games. You mean to tell me he can't do better than Jake Fraley's doing? He can't do worse. So I don't know what you're doing there. I'd say, again, call up Will Benson. Call up Tyler Callahan. Call up Yvonne Johnson. He's tearing it apart down in AAA. Try something at this point. You can't just keep running out the same lineup and hoping for change with how bad everybody's been. Ellie has been really good. Ellie De La Cruz has been good. He's even had a lot of bad luck. He's hitting the ball hard. He's making good swing decisions. He's not chasing as much. His numbers show 250, 286, 450 with a 736 OPS. He's playing better than that. He's made some hard contact outs. It's going to come around. His numbers are going to start popping. Matt McClain's played great. 3 home runs already. He's struck out a bunch. He's only walked twice. Ellie's only walked twice too, which is a bit surprising. But McClain, I'm starting to worry about the health. It seems like he just continues to kind of have some nagging injuries. Hopefully he's back in the lineup tonight, but hamstrings are never something you want to mess with. We saw it last year with TJ Friedel. He tried to rush back, and it was hurt again, and his speed hasn't been the same since. So I'm pretty worried about McClain's hamstring. I hope I'm wrong, and hopefully the Reds medical staff knows better than me, and hopefully he's in the lineup tonight and the Reds get some offense. But overall, those two have been pretty good. Let's talk about Christian Encarnacion Strand. Kind of an up-and-down season. The other day versus the Brewers, he went 0 for 4, I think, in 5 at-bats. He had 4 hard-hit balls. If CES could learn to just swing at the pitches he can do damage with, he would be unbelievable. I think somebody put out on X today that he's chasing at a 50% rate, which has got to be one of the highest chase rates in all of Major League Baseball. He had success with doing that in the minors, but you're just not going to have success doing that in the majors. He's only walked once. He doesn't walk because he chases everything. If he could just chase a little bit less and hit pitches that are in the zone, man, could be good. You saw it the other day against the Brewers. He hit a pitch that was pretty much right down Broadway, maybe a little bit on the outside of the plate, and he hit it 451 feet or something like that. But again, CES, he's been fine. He's been okay. He hasn't been great by any means, but I think he's had some bad luck. I think you need to start getting stuff out of Spencer Steer. You need to start getting stuff out of Jamier Candelario, and you got to figure out right field. You can't just keep running Jake Fraley out there. I mean, he's had 0 bad luck. He's hitting 148, and he's had 0 bad luck. He's not hitting the ball hard. Last time I looked, he was hitting the ball. It was like 8 mile per hour. His average exit velocity was like 8 mile per hour less than league average. You just can't have your starting right fielder running out there every single day who's not going to hit the ball hard and then makes miscues on defense. You just can't have it. Gavin Lux has been a bit disappointing this year. I think he's taken decent at bats. He doesn't seem lost up there. He's walked more than anyone else on the team with 4 walks. So that's good at least. I think Gavin Lux is going to come around. Again, I shouldn't give an excuse to him. His OPS is 587. So everybody on the Reds nobody's hitting. Matt McClain has an OPS of 861. Ellie De La Cruz 736. Nobody else is above 700 unless you count Austin Wynns and Jacob Hurtubise, who have limited at bats. Oh, Jose Trevino 897 OPS and 17 at bats. Jose Trevino's our answer. I don't know. It's tough. The Reds are in a real pickle, and they just got to start hitting. That's all it is. If they don't start hitting, it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long, long season. The week ahead, the Reds play 3 against the Giants. 9:45 tonight, 9:45 tomorrow, 3:45 on Wednesday. They're off on Thursday to travel back home. Kind of weird. They go out west for only 1 series, and then they're home against the Pirates. They have Hunter Green on the mound tonight. Hunter's got a 2.25 ERA and 2 starts going against Logan Webb. So it's the opening day matchup that the Reds should have won. Logan Webb's 1-0 with a 3.00 ERA. But other than that, that's kind of the quick recap. I haven't done one of these in a while, so wanted to hop on here, kind of give a little rundown. I'll try to do another one in a week or so and have somebody join me. I know it's better when we have someone join and you can kind of bounce things back and forth. But it's been a disappointing first week, that's for sure. At least Will Benson's tearing the cover off the ball in the minor leagues. Noelvi Marte's hitting well down there. So those are all good signs. But it's been a tough first 10 games for the Reds. Again, it's only 10 games. We got 152 left. Let's hope it turns around starting tonight. We'll see. Anyway, as always, if you're here, like, subscribe, comment, do all the fun things. with that, we'll see you next time. Go Reds.